Hey guys, what's up? I gotta talk about this. A couple weeks ago, I guess a couple weeks ago, got a month ago or something. Um, for those of you that follow me on Twitch, by the way, if you don't, you can go ahead and click the link that's in the description, twitch.tv/SolidSnake, always promoting. We played Neva. I even wrote some notes about what I want to say because this is really important for me, from my experience, and there's some things that I didn't want to slip my mind. But to talk about this game, and I guess to talk about this Nomada Studios in particularly, I have to go way back to give you full context or something like that. Um, but so fair enough. To be fair enough, spoilers. There may be spoilers. I'm not gonna spoil anything about the game, so I'm gonna talk about Nomada Studios, both games, GRIS and Neva. I'm not gonna spoil anything about those games, but yeah, if you wanna go in completely blind, that's fair. So don't watch the video. Otherwise, yeah, feel free, stay with us and learn what I have to say. So when I heard about Neva, I really wanted to play it, and I thought I was gonna make a playthrough, and I'll talk about why I'm not gonna post a playthrough of this game right not this minute. But yeah, when I was, I don't know, around on my, I should be around like 20 something. I don't know. I don't really remember. But a couple of years back, I kind of fall off from being interested in games. I wasn't really. I lost interest. I was always a huge Metal Gear fan, and I loved to play Final Fantasy and a couple of big hits. But then with time, I kind of lost interest in them for a bit. And that's a couple of years later. That's when I found indie games, and through Hollow Knight, to be fair. But that's a whole another story that could be a video. Actually, it's quite interesting, I think. Maybe one of those story time videos. But yeah, I'm getting sidetracked. That Hollow Knight opened the door for me for indies. Like, I started playing. I played a bunch of these passion projects that were like something special that I've never experienced before. Games like Celeste, Moonlighter, Hollow Knight, Spiritfarer. There's so many that I started playing. I started enjoying. One of those was Gris. So I have a weird way that I pick games. Like, I don't really look for reviews or anything. I don't really look for playthroughs. I look for thumbnails, and if the thumbnail interests me, I kind of try out the game, and then I look for reviews and playthroughs and all that. But basically, I just look for a small thumbnail. If I like it, I click it and I try it, and then I see what I think of it. And that's how I picked up Gris. That's exactly how I found Gris. Gris, I gotta say, Gris was not just a game for me. Gris, when I played it, it felt like a whole experience. It felt like different. It didn't feel like the usual game thing. You don't really play it. You kind of experience it, and that's what I thought was fun about this Nomada Studio experience. Is that even they have a way that I gotta say they have a way to play with your emotions. Not really play with your emotions, but if you think about it, both Gris and Neva, which they are kind of different games to be fair, and I'll talk about in a minute, is the brilliant way where Nomada Studios kind of gets emotion out of the player is that it's impressive because they only use their graphical, their noises, and the soundtrack because the characters barely speak, and they can they can make you feel a whole range of emotions in both of those games, which is astonishingly good, and it kind of blew my mind. But yeah, so even though they have this power, both games are different. They don't feel the same at all. Like Gris is about how can I say without spoiling? So Gris is like about a woman traveling through her experience with, let's say, loss, like the stages of grief and everything. And the only similarity that it has to Neva is the fact that the main protagonist is also a girl, or a woman in this case. So we don't really. The rest of the story for Neva is more about her relationship with this animal and whatever happens next that I'm not willing to divulge. But the impressive thing is in both games, these developers make you feel part of the world, make you feel part of the environment, which is amazing. Like there's still the fact that are still parts of GRIS that I can't really go back to without crying. And believe me, if you play GRIS, I can't listen to GRIS Part 2, for example. That's probably the best song in the soundtrack, and I still can't listen to it without getting emotional and crying a little bit. And the same happened with Neva. Once I started playing it, and I was really, really hyped to play it. Trust me, there were only two games that I was super hyped to play. One of them was Neva, the other one was Silk Song. So I'm still waiting, by the way. Cherry Team, whenever you wanna, whenever you wanna release that, whenever that happens, if it does. But I wanted to play Neva day one, and that's exactly what I did. And once I started playing it, I was actually streaming it because I wanted everyone to experience it, and I was pretty certain that it was going to be really, really good. But the more I played it, the more I thought, I can't post this. I can't do a full playthrough, because to post a full playthrough of this game in the first week would just spoil all all the game has to give you, and ruin the whole experience. So I guess what I'm trying to say is I won't release a review for the first couple of months. I guess I'll keep it in the oven for a couple of years. Maybe a couple of years, maybe a couple of months, until people forgot the hype about it. I still think not a lot of people play it, but it's just, both of these games, you need to experience them. You need to, I trust me, go in blindly and you'll love it. It's one of those things that you either love them or hate them, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna love them, because the game just makes you, as I was saying, the game just makes you believe in the whole story, the whole environment. It makes you care for everything in the environment, and a lot of it is is due to the wonderful way the story is constructed, and the visuals are amazing. Every little single scene, both in GRIS and in Neva, feels like wallpaper fodder. That's exactly what it feels into, and it's insane. But if you go through, like, I have a list, and I don't want to spoil it, but if you go through every single aspect of the game, of both games, they have everything that a game needs to have. They have the whole environment being super cozy and bring you into it. They have the amazing soundtrack, the great sound effects, an amazing story, and the fact that they don't speak and bring all this emotion into the game is mind-blowing to me. I wish I could do something that good. So I guess that's it. I guess and yeah, you'll feel a whole range of emotions. Dude, in both games, in both Neva and GRIS, I remember crying, smiling. I smiled the whole way through Neva. If when I release the playthrough, you'll see it. I remember being parts when I didn't, when it wasn't time to cry. I smiled the whole way through because I was really into it, and I was really having a lot of fun. Even though it is kind of a short game, it is it is incredible how good it is, and how it makes you feel a whole range of emotions from a short period of time. I don't know. I guess I'm just rambling at this point and talking about how both of these games are good. If you never play them, dude, just play them. Just experience. I shouldn't say play, I should say experience, because this is an experience. Like, one of the things that I pointed out when I was streaming Neva was that they improved on GRIS, because GRIS was more of a, you would just go through the story and that's that. There was no real challenge in the game, but Neva improved it. So they added much more action into the game, so it made it a lot more challenging, which was very, very good. They noticed what was kind of their weak point, and they made it better. But they didn't drove off what the game was supposed to be. Like, it was supposed to be a Nomada Studios experience, and it really, really was, which is impressive. But yeah, just get the game. It's super worth it. I mean, both games are like, what, $15? And games nowadays cost like $70, and which is a ridiculous price. But you can get these games each like $15, and if you get the pack, they are like $29.99, and you get both games, and they're both wonderful experiences. I would just say, keep in mind, they are quite short. They can get like you can finish them in like 4 hours, 6 if you want to do completionist mode. But I assure you, it's totally a great experience that you need to have in your life if you enjoy video games. It's one of those that I'm really happy that I had, that I'm really happy that I encountered these games, accidentally or not. And I guess this whole video is just for me to say a huge thank you to Nomada Studios. If you see this, I will play every single game you release on release day, and I'll pay full price for them because I know how good you can make them. You can make these experiences that will leave a mark. These are wonderful moments. I honestly I can say that both in Gris and in Neva I cried like a baby. In I finished both those games on stream, and I was trying not to cry on stream, but I couldn't hold it. Worse in Neva, by the way. Now that I think about it, I think what's interesting is I related more with the story for Gris, but somehow I got more emotional for Neva. So you did something I wasn't expecting there, Nomada Studios. So a huge thank you. Sorry for rambling. This is a weird video. This is kind of my review of both games without reviewing anything. But trust me, this is the best review you can get. Just go ahead, experience the game. You're not going to spend too much money. It's going to be totally worth it. Trust me. Trust your guy here. Was there anything else that I should say? I guess that's good. Just Nomada Studios, thank you, Berlinist. You're an absolute legend. The soundtrack is probably one of the best ones I've ever heard. You're on par with some of the greatest stuff I've listened to. Indie games or not, for video game soundtrack is ridiculously good. I hope Neva gets picked up for I don't know how many awards. You totally deserve it. You guys did a wonderful job, and I'm so thankful for you for all your hard work, and I hope you get the recognition you deserve and all the accolades. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, it's kind of different, but if you enjoyed it, sorry about the mess in the room. I literally was just writing about the video, what I should not say, so I just put the camera up there and I thought, yeah, let's just talk about it. That's usually how I do things in this channel. So yeah, if you enjoyed, drop a like, subscribe, comment about the game if you haven't played it, and if you did, just let me know what you think of it. I'm really interested to know more about what people thought about Neva and Gris. What do you think about this new wave of indie games and this way that Nomada Studios produces games that is completely different from what I've seen until now? Let me know if it's your thing or not, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out. Oh, and I love you.